What's going on, everyone? Great talent here, and today we're going to talk about The Bride of Frankenstein, this episode of Rose Tinted Theater. So, yes, the next movie in my Monster Madness marathon is The Bride of Frankenstein. The actual, I just like to call it Frankenstein II, because, or Frankenstein the sequel, because even though it's The Bride of Frankenstein, or should I say, The Quest for the Bride of Frankenstein, it's pretty much Frankenstein too. Because The Bride of Frankenstein is kind of just like the whole plot of the movie is trying to build, I mean, no spoilers here, but trying to build for the monster like who survived the first movie, I guess spoiler alert, whatever, a bride. So a mate, so it can kind of calm him down and ease his like pain and suffering, I guess you could say. But honestly, I'll go out and say it. I enjoyed The Bride of Frankenstein a lot more than the first movie. I don't know why, and I'm trying to figure that out as I'm reviewing it now. I think in putting it in layman's terms and like putting it into perspective, it kind of builds on the foundation of what was the original movie Frankenstein, and kind of adds a lot of layers to the monster as well as the other characters in the actual movie. So yeah, so the movie takes place like very right after the first movie picked up, and I'm trying not to spoil anything here, so I'm just going to give you the basic synopsis. So picks up right after the first movie left off. Frankenstein's monster survived as well as Frankenstein. And basically, the whole plot is like Frankenstein's trying to turn over a new leaf. He's trying to like be a better man, be less crazy and psychotic, and the monster's just trying to live its deformed life. It's like forsaken life, and it's kind of like you kind of feel for the monster. And Boris Karloff does a fantastic job at portraying the complexity to the monster's character. The monster does talk this time. He learns from, and there's really an actual really touching scene in the movie between the monster and a blind man that kind of can show like the kindness of strangers and the kindness of of somebody who doesn't have one of their senses and is just kind of has an open mind and whatnot. So anyway, the blind man kind of teaches the monster how to talk, how to act, how to be, kind of more humane. And from that point on, that's a big turning point in the movie. It takes a big development cycle, and it kind of it builds upon that and to the end game of the movie. So with that being said, there's just a lot more going on in this movie than the original Frankenstein movie, and that's why I kind of was more attentive, more alert. And it had a lot more better special effects too, believe it or not. There was like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids moments where they had like little tiny people, and they had like a lot more explosions. Not a lot, but they had a really big climactic battle and whatnot. The final moments, and also the message of this movie, the main theme, without spoiling too much more. The main theme of this movie is kind of, in my mind, is like the living should live and the dead should die, and that. And you shouldn't have anybody playing God or whatnot. Being the creators of life and everything like that. Just let life be. Life is what it is, and it will find a way, as one eloquent scientist once said by the name of Jeff Goldblum. So, but yeah, like I said before, going back to the beginning, the movie is entitled The Bride of Frankenstein. But I mean, if I have any issues with that, is that the bride herself is like, that's what the movie revolves around. That's the goal, to make the bride. And you don't see that happen until, spoiler alert, I guess, the very end of the movie, the final scene. Literally, legit, the final scene of the movie. which only lasts about maybe 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, if that. And, it's just kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it kind of subverts your expectations because, in a good way, in a sense, you're going into the movie thinking that you're going to see the Bride of Frankenstein, the whole movie, but no, you're actually seeing a Frankenstein Part 2 where the monster, it revolves around the monster for the most part. And, even though the bride is in it, and it has a really cool twist at the end, and I hope you guys will enjoy if you watch it. But again, with that being said, I really did enjoy this movie much more than the first Frankenstein movie, and I even enjoyed it more than The Invisible Man and The Mummy so far. But I did not enjoy it as much as Dracula. Dracula, I'm putting on the pedestal, folks. I'm putting that movie on a pedestal for now, because that movie is just magic. Maybe because I like Dracula so much. But anyway, with that being said, I think I'm going to drop my score now, and then I'll talk a little bit more, and then I'll sign off. But if I had a score with The Bride of Frankenstein on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I would have to give it an 8 out of 10. It's a great movie, a great sequel, builds upon the first movie tremendously. It adds a lot of layers of depth, a lot of complexity there. A lot of layers to peel away from the onion, and I think they did a really, really good job. Downside is that, if you're going in to see The Bride of Frankenstein, the whole movie, you're going to be disappointed because the bride is only in it kind of like, she's kind of just the template for like the story, the plot of the movie, which is fine. I mean, but if you're going into this movie expecting to see the bride, the whole movie, you're going to be disappointed. Other than that, I mean, it's a straight shooter. It's only about 80 minutes long, if that, maybe 74 minutes, something like that. Same as the other movies, and you're in and you're out, and that's about it. If you want to watch this movie now, if you do, I watched it on the Blu-ray disc. If you don't have Blu-ray, DVD, or VHS, you can check this out probably on Peacock. See if you can find it on there. I'm not sure if it's on anything else, but right now, or you can rent it on Amazon for like $3. And again, that's my review of The Bride of Frankenstein. Next up in the Monster Movie Madness queue is Monster Mash Marathon queue is going to be the Wolfman. Now, the Wolfman is very interesting. I'm hoping that the Wolfman overtakes Dracula, because I remember really, from my childhood, really enjoying the Wolfman just as much as Dracula, if not a little more. So we'll see how that holds up. That's next up in the queue. Again, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch everyone next one. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch everyone next time. Thanks again for stopping by.